we've got Bobbie Shay Lee running for City Council District 1. Bobbie Shay, thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to jump right into the questions. First question is about the raise. How do you, excuse me, how do you envision the city's role in financing a potential multi-purpose sports complex that would include a home for the Rays?
I think the first step is to stop, to pause, and start over with a blank sheet of paper. I know that there are tourism tax that can contribute, but I wouldn't support any decision that puts a burden on taxpayers until we have a vote about that.
Gotcha. Well, so let me follow up on that. Would you be potentially willing to allow the Rays to develop a portion of the Trop site to help fund the sports complex?
Can you repeat that?
Sure. Would you potentially be willing to allow the Rays to develop a portion of the Trop site to help fund the sports complex?
You know, I actually would love to have that conversation because as a mom and as an aunt with kids in athletics, we travel all over the state to participate in these huge competitions, volleyball, lacrosse, soccer. And if we could bring some of that economic impact to our neighborhood, I think it would be a win-win.
Gotcha. Great. Let me pivot to education. How should the city of St. Petersburg work to make St. Pete the best city for education in the country?
You know, I think the first step is to start listening to parents. Parents ultimately have the ultimate choice in what's best for their children. We've kind of overstepped those boundaries. Second, we need to increase the urgency and availability of vocational schools. I've never paid a plumber and electrician under $100 an hour to do an incredibly valuable service, and I don't think we put enough emphasis on that.
Gotcha. Great. And last but certainly not least, how can the city ensure a supply of housing that is affordable for hospitality workers, teachers, and first responders, as well as those between 80 and 120% AMI?
I was a former executive director of Homemade Tampa Bay, and what we did is we built exactly that: suddenly homeless, interim homeless housing for local service providers. And it's a twofold for what I see. One, we could do better at infill, better at access to developers to participate in the process. Two, it's important that whatever we do in a way that provides dignity and empowerment for those individuals participating, because the idea is to help them grow out of what we call affordable housing. So then I look to programs to compensate in addition to the housing that we're offering. I'm willing to look at other cities that have programs specifically dedicated to first responders, educators, and so forth. But that's something that I'm still investigating.
Great. Well, Bobbie Shay Lee, running for City Council District 1, thank you so much for your time today, and look forward to talking to you more during the campaign. Best of luck in August.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Matt.